Hey everyone, Saib here. I want to make this quick. So, the reason why you should watch this before it's too late, I'm referring to before our sort of life cycle, to put it simply, right? This is not a video based on Pascal's wager. If you've seen that, I've actually posted a video that was probably my first video at this point. Uh, Not that I knew at the time what it was, but just from researching a bit more, I realized that I was actually somehow came to the same conclusion as Pascal's wager. But anyways, so the main thing is that uh, this isn't really an argument in terms of if you believe in God and He exists, you gain infinite rewards, so on and so forth. And if you don't, then there's nothing really to lose because atheism, right? If you die, it's pretty much over. This is not a video on that. This is actually more speaking on the rational side of things. Uh, so I would argue Pascal's wager is rational, but since us just move on. I digress. So in our society, right, we have investing. Okay, why do you invest? Uh, Most people, I'm sure, even like more than half of you are investing at this point, or have some sort of, let's say, something that you're building toward. And my argument in this video would be the reason why we should at least try to sort of experiment or come toward Christianity is the same argument of what's the point of retirement or investing if you might not be alive soon, right? You're putting money into your 401k, or maybe you bought your house. And I mean, buying a house is actually different because you have a roof over your head, but you get the point, right? You're saving up money maybe for a vacation. Now, what's the point of you saving up money for that vacation if there's still a chance that you might not even be able to enjoy that vacation? Uh, Maybe you're not, let's just say you won't be breathing by that time, right? There's no guarantee that tomorrow um, everything will be fine. Maybe airlines will shut down. Maybe you will no longer be breathing. Maybe the money system, monetary system, or even technological side of things will shut down. Okay. But you still do it. We all still do it. Even I have an investment account, right? And the reason for that is because we all agree that you should at least be trying to accumulate or build something for the future, right? Um, so you are putting your faith that, hey, things are probably going to be okay, and actually, even though this isn't guaranteed, I'm probably going to be able to enjoy this sort of sacrifice that I'm making right now in terms of the future. And that's what this video is about. Because in the same way, you can invest in the afterlife, which, yeah, sure, it might not be real. I'm willing to accept that. I'm not exactly a scientist myself, even though I have a degree and technically am a computer scientist. But anyways, my point is that it's more rational to at least be open to the idea that yes, there might actually be something after death. Yeah, I think it's quite unscientific, quite irrational to believe that 100% for certainty that there's nothing after you die, or that it's highly, highly unlikely. Even if it is highly, highly unlikely, you should at least try to research, considering that this affects everyone and not just you or me or your neighbor. This is literally something that we all will experience someday. So instead of just ignoring it or pushing it off, I would advise that you at least sort of invest in the afterlife, right? Or at least try to do a little bit of research, even if you don't come to the same conclusion. I understand. My point is that you should at least prepare a little bit, or know that you came to your own conclusion based off of everything that you've seen or read, or that you can pretty much be confident that you won't have regret later of like, man, maybe I should have spent my younger days or whatever days you're currently in, uh, researching about this because now I'm completely lost. And it might be too late. But anyways, so that's what I mean is that you should at least try to read or dig into Christianity. You don't have to, I mean, I would highly recommend it, but you don't have to read the Bible from front to back. Okay, just read maybe a passage, or maybe you don't even have to read a passage. Just ask AI, hey, can you quote some specific Bible quotes from Jesus, right? Or even if you go into Buddhism and all that, which I've done that in my past, but I think it'll start getting your mind to sort of shift into, hey, what's the future look like outside of everything, right? What is, just like you would invest, as I said before, what happens if I put my money in the stock market? What happens if I start researching a little bit on what this Jesus guy was all about? I mean, what is he? Is he a cultist? Is he just some guy? Is he actually the truth? I mean, I would hope that, this sort of gets you to think about the real things that is very, very important. Could be the most important thing in your entire life, to be honest. I mean, you wouldn't pass up an opportunity to become a millionaire, would you? So, like, just like if you could put like $100 into an investment account and there's a possibility of you becoming a millionaire in 5 years, you wouldn't really exactly push that off. I would assume. I don't know. Maybe you would. But the same thing is that with Christianity is, even if you start slow, you you will come to realize that if it is true, I mean, that's not why I'm a Christian, but I mean, if it gets you to start researching Christianity, just thinking about, hey, what's actually heaven about, and what's actually awaiting the afterlife, uh, it I think it would serve as a good first step, and possibly even change your life for the better. Anyways, I don't want to make this too long. That's all I want to say. From a rational perspective, I mean, as I said, this is not a sort of, hey, you have to do this. I would highly recommend it. But it's more of like, let's think about this rationally rather than attacking each other. Like, oh, atheism is stupid. Oh, Christianity is stupid. Buddhism is stupid. Let me just say that from a scientific perspective, nothing is 100%, okay, certain if you're a scientist. So, knowing that, you should at least know a little bit, so that way maybe you researched it a bit on your own and you're still like, nah, never mind. Hey, at least now you know for sure, right? That it's not for you, that it's something that you truly don't believe in, rather than just hearing hearsay from me and hearsay from the other side that's like, no, that's completely BS and you're wasting your time. Now you would have 10 minutes that you spent maybe once a week, or not even once a week. Maybe you just read some quick summarizations, and now you're like, well, it sounds interesting. Maybe I'll look into it some other day. But hey, that's all I want to say. Thank you all. See y'all.